Many of you may or may not remember when I talked about a person a while ago by the name of Schaffer, but I've talked about him on my channel before, and I can't exactly pinpoint what I addressed him on, but it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't this year in 2024. It might have been late 2023, and the amounts of anti-blackness that this man has. But this guy has literally got Twitter going in a frenzy because of this post that he made right here when it pertains to Halle Bailey. So there's a few things I'm going to address with this, because this thing is going in a couple of directions as it pertains to Elijah Schaffer, and why he probably should have, in his best interest, kept his mouth shut when talking about Halle Bailey. Now, we all know that Halle has faced a lot of criticism over the years, dating back to 2019 when she was first cast to be Ariel in the upcoming live action Little Mermaid film. You know, of course, the usual suspects, probably such as Elijah, was coming out saying, oh, why is Ariel black now? Historically, Ariel's always been white. In the cartoon, she was white. Why are we making her black, and this, that, and the third? And I knew that was going to happen. As a matter of fact, I did a whole video talking about the memes that people had posted up on their social media accounts all over social media, no matter what platform you could think of, pertaining to her after the teaser trailer had dropped in September of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And it became so heavily disliked because how dare this black woman play this part. Then they dropped the main trailer at the Oscars the following year, a couple months shy of the movie being released, and they did the same thing there too. They was like, if we just dislike bomb this and go on the Rotten Tomatoes and completely trash it, then maybe the movie won't be good. Well, the movie ended up pretty much turning a profit, you know. So at the end of the day, they didn't win. They thought they had one, but they really didn't have a win. And it actually, I think, became like the fourth highest grossing film to be released during Memorial Day weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe my numbers could be off, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. And they basically tormented this young lady for the run of the press for this movie, because that's how insignificant they are. So you have this guy, Elijah Schaffer, who posted up this tweet less than 24 hours ago. Mind you, I'm recording this on March 3rd, 2024, where he said, when did Hollywood become flooded with ugly people? And then he posted up a picture of Halle Bailey. And man, his mentions got destroyed. His quotes got murked. I even came out and I said, this dude must not have mirrors at home, and I need to know what his metric of beauty is if he think Halle Bailey is ugly. Let me tell you something right now. Halle Bailey is one of the few naturally pretty faces that I have seen in Hollywood in quite some time. And when I say naturally pretty, I mean with and without makeup. I've seen pictures of her with, and I've seen her pictures without makeup. She is just a naturally, aesthetically, easy on the eyes woman. I can see why DDG fell in love with her immediately, and he locked that down as soon as he possibly could. So I can't even hate on him for that, because any guy in their right mind who has their sense worth in salt would have definitely came at her correctly. And now, of course, you know, she's a new mother, and I've seen images of her on red carpets since her birth. I mean, since her giving birth. And let me just tell you, she doesn't even look like she even went through childbirth. She snapped back rather quickly. So she probably, but I think she's a vegan. So that probably is what aided in her snapping back as quickly as she did. But congratulations to her and DDG on their son. I believe the son was born like late December, but they try to keep it under wraps. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this guy. The fact that he says that she's ugly, there's something either wrong with his eyes, he has no mirrors in his home, or he, as I've already stated, is very anti-black. And I'm actually going to show y'all a couple of things to actually prove to you that this dude is most likely definitely anti-black. So as y'all can see right here, this is a screenshot that I found because people started pulling up receipts on this dude when he put this out there. And that's exactly why you should be careful with what you post. Glenn Beck fired star podcaster Elijah Schaffer after sexual assault accusation. Now it's dated October 6, 2022, and it was published also on the same day, updated the same day as well. Now that was only about it'll be 2 years ago in October, so you're talking about 1.5 years ago, but I'm going on 2 years. The fact that, let's just focus on the fact that he is attached to Glenn Beck. That should tell you everything you need to know. I always tell people, if someone's attached to Glenn Beck, Daily Wire, PragerU, Dennis Prager, Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Matt Walsh, anything like that, anyone who's attached to any of those entities most likely definitely has some anti-black tendencies. But this one is talking about a sexual assault accusation that he had, and he ended up getting fired. So he's the last person to ever come out of his mouth sideways about anybody or anything when he has something like this, something as egregious as this attached to his name. Now, I don't know what came about it, but all we do know is the fact that he, at the end of the day, was fired. So there must have been something there, because you know how much on code they like to be. But if someone like Glenn Beck fires you for that, that's saying a lot. But then again, he would probably kept him on if he just kept it to, let's just stick to you being anti-black and we'll just let it ride on out. So that's that part right there. But I actually have to go back to a tweet that he followed up with as when it came to Halle Bailey. I suppose this was supposed to be his cleanup tweet right here, because he said, and this was after, like, right underneath the post that he made initially, and it wasn't even closely related in the time frame, which means this was hours later if you looked at the timestamps. He says, I say this as a 100% certified ugly person myself. We recognize our own, but she's not even ugly hot. What does that even mean? You already said what you said. You meant what you said the first time. The reason why he put this up here is because he was feeling the heat from the responses people were giving him under his initial post, and this is his way of trying to clean it up. What the hell is an ugly hot? You're either ugly or hideous, or you look good and you're attractive. We all know that Halle Bailey does not fit into the ugly category on any day, on any given day. But he did not stop there. This is a post that he made. I'm not sure exactly what time he made it, but it was within the same time frame of what he said about Halle Bailey being ugly. He said the new Little Mermaid actress, and he put up a picture of an E.T. toy. So now he is comparing her to that of an alien. And I had some troll try to come into my comment section or in my thread when I posted about what he said and saying maybe he's talking about her personality. I was like, no, he's talking about her looks, because if he was talking about her personality, why did he put up a picture of E.T., an alien? Bump the fact that E.T. is not aesthetically looking, but he compared her to an alien, not even another human being. He compared her to something that, one, isn't even real, but two, something that's from another planet. So don't try to do the Jedi mind trick and say, oh, maybe he was talking about her personality. No, he was talking about her face and how she looked. Like I said, on any given day, she looks way better than anything he has probably ever touched or messed with in his life. Which brings me to this. This right here is a picture of Elijah Schaffer and his wife. And when I tell you, people dug and probably didn't even have to dig that deep. They found a picture of his wife, and now she's catching strays because of what he said about Halle Bailey. Now, because remember what I said initially early on, I said whoever he's messing with, she better look damn good. Like, I'm talking about top tier, either be on Halle Bailey's level or higher. But let's be real here. We knew that wasn't the case. We knew for sure that most definitely wasn't going to be the case. So now, because of what he said about Halle Bailey, his poor wife is catching strays. Now, I don't know what this woman's personality is like. I don't know her from a can of paint. Never heard of her a day in my life until right now, at the time of me making this commentary. Now, I can't even sit up here and say anything just disparaging about his wife, but all I'm going to say is this. If this is his metric of beauty, then his metric is way off. And he should have never opened his mouth to say anything like about Halle Bailey saying that she was ugly and then comparing her to E.T. But you know who also caught a stray because of what he said? His mother. Now here's a picture of him and his mother. Now I want y'all to really pay attention to this because he reposted it from someone who found a picture of him and his mother and put it up there in response to what he said about Halle Bailey. So this person named Lou Fax said, "Looks like your mother with a tan. She is really ugly, bro." And I'm thinking that might have been a response to the E.T. picture. But Elijah quoted it and said, "My mother's face was permanently disfigured from a rare form of cancer. She had 60% of her soft tissue removed and huge portions of her jaw carved out in 3 life-saving surgeries. You're making fun of a dead mother of 4 who had life-saving facial reconstruction. Hope you feel cool." See what he just did? See, now he can't take the heat because someone pulled up this picture of his mother and compared it to whatever he posted up there, which I'm assuming was that E.T. picture that he posted up, and said that's what Halle Bailey looks like. See, all of this could have been avoided if he would have not said that, but now because he did, his wife caught a stray, and so did his deceased mother. So now they're going to be on him like white on rice because of what he said. And like I said, his mentions, replies, whatever you want to call it, are in shambles. I'm talking about, you have black people clowning him, you have white people clowning him, you have other groups clowning him too. Because say what you want about Halle Bailey, one thing you cannot deny is that she is a very gorgeous young woman. She is very attractive. She's very easy on the eyes. We can't say that much about whatever Elijah Schaffer finds attractive. So he should have kept that one to himself, or maybe he's doing this because, like many of them, they wanted the attention. Because my thing is, what did Halle Bailey do to you? Like, really? And the thing is, he said the new Little Mermaid actress, if he wanted to get in on the train of going after her, he should have done it last year before the movie came out, and even when they were doing promo and press. So his window would have been between the time she got casted, which was 2019, all the way up until May 2023 when the movie got released. He missed his opportunity, but you want to come in almost a year after the movie's been released and start clowning her, but the movie's already been done. It's already been seen by millions of people. It's made almost $500 million in the box office globally. What else is there for you to really talk about and to clown? So you get on there onto X and you say she's ugly and then compare her to E.T. And then when people around you start catching strays, especially your mother who's no longer here, now you want to be upset. That is on you. That is completely and entirely on you, Elijah Schaffer, you piece of shit. Now let's talk about ugly now. This man is hideous on the outside and even more hideous and dark on the inside. No one's going to feel bad for him. This is exactly what he deserves. I have no clue why he put it out there. He must have been bored that day and just needed someone to talk about, and Halle Bailey was his target. Halle Bailey probably doesn't even know this man from a can of paint. She's definitely way more well known and very much more successful. This woman has more success in her pinky finger than this man has in his entire body. He can't say for 1 second that he can sing or that he can act like she can or do the things that I'm sure she's able to do and accomplish. This woman has only been out for just a few years now. Who is Elijah Schaffer? Again, they keep claiming that they don't like black people, but they will use us as a springboard, like what he's doing right here, in order to get themselves some traction, and then turn right back around and spin the block and say, what have black people contributed to society? Oh, we've contributed a lot to society, even down to your whack, negative, dark talking points. If we were not here, you would not thrive on various fronts, from past to present and most definitely to future. So y'all know how I was mentioning how DDG earlier, of course, is with Halle Bailey. You know, that is his girlfriend and also the mother of their child. So when he got wind of it, he went in on Elijah, and he had every right to do so. So as you can see from the post that I screenshotted right here, it's not the actual post itself, but it's quoted from the post that he made. I mean, he went in on him and didn't even say much about him, but what he said definitely had to have caught his attention, because it said that Elijah saw it and he ended up reposting it, letting him know that he did indeed see what he said. And here's the thing, it's one thing, you know, because Halle Bailey is this man's boyfriend, but it's also another thing that she is the mother of their child. So when he sees that, it's one thing that you're saying and saying something derogatory about his girlfriend, but it's another when you like, this is the woman that birthed our child. So he's going to see it more than that. He probably sees her on a wife level at this point, and he saw it as utter disrespect and just decided to let it rip. And what's even crazier is there's a lot of people out there that are not the biggest fan of DDG. A lot of people don't even like the fact that he's in a relationship with Halle Bailey anyway. Some of y'all probably heard or seen some of the things like, how could she end up with him? Oh, he's going to bring down her career and all different types of stuff like that. But in this one moment right here, those people who were fans of DDG or people who were not fans of him actually came together on a united front in this moment to be on his side. And those who weren't even a fan of this dude were probably upset at Elijah more that they even had to be on his side just to defend her. So now a culmination of different things and a level of emotions kick in, and now they're mad at Elijah even more because of that too.